Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. And it's going to be a Patreon cast from MackWinston. You know him, you love him. It's going to be Dragon Scales. Top left, it's Mac. And in the bottom right, his Zerg opponent, it's going to be WheyProtein. Oh, maybe a bodybuilder here today, or at least somebody who lifts weights. I don't know who else does WheyProtein, but I think you're going to tell me in the comments. Hit that like button if you're excited for a PvZ on Dragon Scales on the current patch here today. At around the mid-rank madness level, MackWinston is a patron of mine at Falcon Paladin. Well, patreon.com/Falcon Paladin. Falcon Paladin is not actually a thing just by itself. We must have like a subdomain. FalconPaladin.store is a thing. That's kind of neat. That's where we can get merch with Terry the Overlord's face on it. What's up, Terry? You're looking for cannons, aren't you? You're looking for cannons. Good job, Terry. Keep it up, dude. Keep it rolling. But yeah, patron of mine. Patreon.com/Falcon Paladin for $10 a month, which gives him the right to send me any replay once a month, and I will cast it, no questions asked. And guess what? He always sends me good, entertaining, really fun replays in some way. This Zerg's really on top of this, man. 16, 18, 17 timing, crisp, clean. Like Rainer couldn't have done it any better himself. No question about it. On the other side, MackWinston, Gateway expand timing a little bit late. On the expansion here, where's your guy? There's your guy. Yeah, okay. So based on the first minute and 40 seconds of the game, I'm going to say WheyProtein is ahead. Just because his timing was crisper on his extremely standard opening. And MackWinston was a little bit late on his. Getting a second pylon up here, intriguingly. And second gas? Second gas is how this works. Oh, Cybercore. And then second gas. That's fine. That is all's well. All's well here. Let's see if we get the second gas or not. Now, WheyProtein, you're going to go for a 2-base attack on your Protoss opponent. You're going to try to get a third base out macro the Protoss, which is tough to do in the early stages because Chrono Boost is really good, but if you can manage to just kind of stay even for a while, then you get up to your 4th base, your 5th base, you can get humming on that economy, and you can defeat a Protoss economically. There you go. 3rd base, about 225. Dude, WheyProtein is not bad. No one has good APM in this game. They're both under 100. But you know what? If you know what you're doing, your APM is going to be lower in the early stages of the game, and it's fine. Just if you're spamming, sure. If you're spamming a lot, you'll have high APM. That's what I do. I'm spamming. I have like 500 APM at this stage of the game. And then when I actually start playing, the APM drops down to like 160. You know, pretty standard stuff. We'll see if the APM increases for these players as there's more for them to do. MackWinston, maybe it won't because Protoss, again, is a fairly lower APM required race in StarCraft. You don't have to be playing crazy fast. Terran, you got to be playing crazy fast unless you're playing Mac. And Zerg, you kind of got to be playing crazy fast no matter what. You have injects to worry about. You have creep spread to worry about. You have scouting to worry about. I mean, everybody has scouting to worry about. But those are two things that don't exist for Protoss, the creep spreading, which is going quite nicely here, honestly. Roach Warren from WheyProtein, walking the queen up to this 3rd base. Pretty good timing on that. Enough energy for an inject when she gets there, or going to throw down a creep tumor. Either one would be good. Yeah, this creeps, dude. WheyProtein. I like what we're seeing from this guy. Where is this queen? Where are you going? Miss, your hatchery is down here. Did you know a Zealot was coming across the map? Okay, well, Zealot versus Queen is actually a pretty close battle, but Zealot's not going to win that because Queens have that 1 armor. Oh, got a creep spread up here. Wow, so she was ready to rock. Dude. MackWinston, you may be in for a tough one today, my friend. Just going to throw that out there. I like the 3rd base timing here. Not really anything to defend it from, you know, 12 lings from showing up. I guess there's a Void Ray on the way. That can help. Uh-oh. So WheyProtein got his gases a little bit too early, I feel like. Oh, what's he doing? He's not saturating his gases. He's not taking a second gas. He's not upgrading to a lair. Oh, WheyProtein got lost. WheyProtein was on point. He was ready to go. He had everything lined up, and then he just kind of fell apart here. Is he spending too much time creep spreading? That happens. Sometimes you get lost in creep spreading, and everything else you're doing falls off a cliff. Never great. Okay, extra queens. I like extra queens. Okay, saturating his gases is the natural. That's cool. He's not going to a lair. He's not making any roaches either. The roach horn was for safety, I guess, and he's making some wings. Sure. Oh man, this Void Ray found another Overlord. This sucks. So what really sucks is when you're humming economically and then all of a sudden the enemy Protoss has a Void Ray and finds all of your Overlords and you're supply blocked at 5 minutes and you're like, ah, okay, well, that slows down the rhythm I was on and now we're in trouble economically. Oh, that Void Ray though. Get out. Get out. Get out. Do not fight against 2 queens. Do not fight against 1 queen if you're a Void Ray. You will lose that battle. You will lose it. Any queens here at the natural base? Nope. But one's coming down to help. That's why you got to connect your bases with creep. No, wait. Come down here. Come down here. The Void Ray is going to try to be sneaky and come down here, though. Oh, there we go. This queen can handle it. Come on, queen. This is why I got to get safety spores, too. No safety spores from WheyProtein. It's like, well, I guess I'll make some roaches. There's a Void Ray out. That's not how this works at all. You crazy. You crazy. Oh, this Void Ray, if it's the scouting Void Ray, the very rarely seen scouting Void Ray. Hey, connecting his bases with creep. Excellent. All right, well, what's MackWinston up to? He's got, well, he's working on +1 attack. He's got a Twilight Council, but not getting any upgrades on it at all. So is the future Storm? Is the future going to be Archons? Dude, Void Ray, come on. Come on. Whoa, did we get Flux Veins? No, just fast. What? Came back in? No! You don't come back in when you have like 2 HP? Oh, that was crazy. Okay, so the SimCity here for MackWinston. Okay. There's only 2 ways for Lings to get in. I'd put some gateways in front of these shield batteries here. But having stalkers in front of the shield batteries counts. Sure. Are you going to keep them forever is the question. Dude, WheyProtein's creep spread is some of the best I have seen in the Mindirect Madness game. But where is his... Oh, he's got a lair down here. He's got a lair, everyone. It's okay. He's going for Overlord speed. He's not getting roach speed despite having a butt ton of roaches here. Creep spreading. 4th base down to the right side of the map. MackWinston up 53 to 49 total workers. Looking good. What is his plan? Getting charge. I like charge. Never skipped charge. Never skipped leg day. Getting a robotic facility. Ooh, and a Templar Archives here. So it could be like an Archon Zealot thing. Could be a High Templar. Stalker Zealot thing. Dude, this new Void Ray joined the party. Void Ray's pretty good against Overlords, even if they have the speed upgrade, because Void Rays are zippy. 5th base from WheyProtein coming in now, too. So basically double expanding, which is neat. This is why you spread your creep to your bases. So if a Void Ray shows up, you can kill it with queens. Fancy. And a 4th base coming up here for MackWinston. So both players are just playing Macro Simulator right now. I guess there's been some Void Ray harass. Yes, WheyProtein has a bunch of roaches out just in case something shows up, but doesn't seem like MackWinston's really that interested in moving out. I was gonna say Immortals would be cool, but he's researching Storm, fine against the roaches, but like a charge lot Immortal thing against these roaches would be pretty sick, actually. 58 to 62 workers, MackWinston probing up like an absolute madman. Truly a madman. This Void Ray says, ooh, a giant roach ball. Nom 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 nom. Oh, a giant Ravager ball. Oh. Nope, okay, maybe a bad place to turn into a Ravager. Maybe a good place. It's extra long now in the current patch, but, whoop, they pop. That's pretty much on time, I would say. Corrosive Bile's landing, heading nothing whatsoever because derp. Got some changelings in here too, though. Coming up a ramp here, Roach Ravager, pretty scary stuff. Bringing the queens along for anti-air against that Void Ray. Creep spreading, yes, WheyProtein. He's not German taxiing up here, he's just creep spreading. This is him just doing the creep spread in an insanely efficient way. Trying to knock down those rocks for an easier attack in there. Queen getting focused down. Does not die. Gets transfused by other queens. Creep Tumor gets sniped there too. Is there an OBS? There is an OBS in this army. So Creep Tumors are not safe for the time being. But seriously, WheyProtein floating a ton of cash. Building a bunch of roaches and Ravagers. Sitting at about 63 workers exactly. He's not getting any damage done here, really, at all. Ooh, charge lots getting a surround on your boys. Corrosive Biles. Oh, catching actually a retreating unit or 2 there. That was pretty good. But, dude, Stalkers. Queen. Okay, so the Void Ray dies. Queen's transfused. You can transfuse Ravagers and Roaches, too, if you're on creep. You can transfuse everything when you're on creep, but you don't have to transfuse each other. He just transfused a Roach. Sick. Guess what's done, though? Storm is done. Does he have energy for Storm? No. No, he does not. He did not make some High Templar ahead of time, which would have been really nice. Always good to make some High Templar before your storm is done, so that when storm is done, they're ready to rock. Ah! Feedback on the queen. Creep tumors getting sniped. That's big. Losing those tumors totally sucks. He's like, all right, these rocks have to die. I'm going to lose some units here, but hey, rocks are down, and now we have a wider attack path. No queen, stop. Stop attacking WheyProtein. All right, APM now, 134 on average to 118 average for the Protoss. There we go. See, these Zerg players, they know what's up. Spire on the way. These Zerg players? The Zerg and the Protoss players know what's up. These two players know what's up. The depths of hell are down there. That's pretty scary stuff. Storm. Stormity, storm, storm, storm is all good. +2 ground carapace getting researched by WheyProtein while this is happening. I would still want some immortals in the situation. This is pretty roach. Oh, he's got one. Okay, all right, all right, all right, all right. All right, Max doing okay here. Now, if your opponent has a spellcaster, like High Templar, you kind of sort of need spellcasters to keep even with them, right? Get some Vipers. Throw down some Blinding Cloud. Maybe abduct an Immortal into the Roach Ravager ball and snipe it. Maybe abduct the Void Ray into the Queen so it dies, right? What he hasn't been doing is saturating this base. Although he just went up to 81 workers, so he's saturated here. Does he have this worker rally? He's got this worker rally all the way down here. What are you doing? Why do you have a worker rally for this base, which has no workers at it, all the way down here? Do not understand. But Max, pretty happy too, man. 82 to 82 workers exactamente. Love to see that equality here in these worker counts. Robotics Bay coming up from MackWinston. Boom. Ba-dum. More Ravagers. Look, Roach Ravager's really good. It is, but it's got a bit of a shelf life on it. You can't kill your opponent in the first 12 minutes with Roach Ravager. You got to tech into something else. You got to start making, I don't know, Ultralisks, maybe get some Ling Bane stuff against this pretty zealot-heavy comp for MackWinston. Maybe some Lurkers. Lurkers would be really good here because there's literally un-immortal. I guess the Voiders are pretty good. There's another Immortal out, and every time the Zerg player engages, the Storm is ready to go. MackWinston's response times here have been pretty sick. Actually, does he know this base exists? He does. He knows this base exists because he sent a Changeling up into it. I would have tried to kill it. Why not? Maybe Crosabile, these two shield batteries. There are so many pylons powering everything here. I was like, depower everything. No, there's 4 pylons. That's really good stuff from Mac. Left side base from him for a 5th. Zerg player pretty happy economically. 90 workers is about where you want to be. But at this stage of the game, somebody like Raynor would be going into maybe Broodlords. Again, Lings and Banes here too. Lurkers probably for sure. Like a Lurker Bane Hydra setup would be pretty amazing. Broodlords are faster in the current patch, so that might be pretty nice. The Void Rays are a problem, but that's why you have your Queens supporting them. Maybe some Corruptors there too. Yeah, where did the Queens all go? The creep spread just kind of stopped. The Queens are doing some injects back home. There are 12 of them. And most of them are, you guys are just kind of chilling. Just chilling like villains. Creep spread up to this base too. Creep spread this left side. Got a tumor ready to activate over there. Left side base coming up from WheyProtein. So the Zerg player macroing super hard, but guess what? So's MackWinston. So, I don't know, man. Mac's playing pretty well here too. I like what we're seeing from him. The storms are coming out on time. He's not engaging onto creep. He needs to do a better job, I would say, better job spreading creep. It's a reasonable thing to be concerned about, right? This Roach Ball, dude, the whole army is dealing with a Roach Ball. This army can sneak up behind it. Okay, and then when these guys show up, Roaches run away. Or maybe you could take down the Nexus. Who knows? And then and then the whole army's like, wait, hold on. Go back this way. Save this base. Crosabiles are so much better against stationary targets. And then, yeah, WheyProtein's like, the army's going to come back to kill me. Just going to run. We're just going to run here. This is a tactical retreat. This is not a cowardly retreat. This is just, I don't want to lose, 10 Ravagers for nothing. We sniped down a Nexus. Very cool. We took down some of the static defense at this base, so it's easier to kill next time. I'm going to keep expanding like a madman. And he is going for the Greater Spire. I like it. I like the idea here. I don't know. Stalker count is kind of mean. And the Void Ray count is 3. It's not a huge concern, but you do need something to kill those Void Rays because they will eat up your Broodlords like they are delicious candies. Nom 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 nom. That's what we like to see. I forget which upgrade this one is. Warp Prism speed? Observer speed? Are there any Warp Prisms? No. So probably Observer speed? Just so they can keep up. I don't know, they're pretty fast as is. They seem to be keeping up all right. +3 ground weapons on the way for MackWinston. Upgrades from the Zerg kind of stuck at 2-2. He's obviously got the Hive because he's got a greater Spire. Just not getting any 3-3 upgrades for anything is a problem. MackWinston. Maxed out, looking strong. Going to take down a hatch, but WheyProtein wasn't even using that one. So, it's all good. 8 Broodlords on the way here. We have Blink, right? We don't have Blink. Oh no, MackWinston forgot Blink. He's expanding top right though. That's pretty good stuff. +2 flyer attack on the way, but not getting +3 anything for your... Oh, there we go. +3 missile attack, +3 ground carapace. That's what we're talking about, WheyProtein. That's what we're talking about. Still hasn't saturated this base though. The 82 workers, I guess there were drones here. They probably turned into spines. That'd be my guess of what happened. We're going to Roach Ravager Broodlord this thing, and the Broodlords are faster, so they can kind of keep up with the running away army a little bit. They can respond to different threats in different places on the map a tiny bit easier. See them go? Flap, 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 flap. That's what we're talking about here. Yeah, knocking down rocks is good. Getting upgrades to benefit your Broodlings is also nice. A melee attack upgrade here would be sick for WheyProtein, but having the +2 flyer is also very good. Because the initial strike attack of the Broodlord is what uses that flyer attack upgrade, and then once the Broodlings land and start chewing on stuff, that's where the melee attack upgrade comes in. Broodlings also last less time than they used to. This current patch reduced their longevity. Dude, the Broodlords just need to kind of go in and see what they can get done. Look at him go. Oh, maybe don't run. Maybe throw down. There you go. Broodlings are up. Now MackWinston knows what's happening, and he's like, oh boy. Just storm everything. Storm the Broodlings. Storm the Roaches. Storm the Ravagers. Was there... I thought I saw an abduct there, but there are no Vipers. I'm totally blind. All right. And remember, there's nothing to stop these Void Rays from killing all of the Broodlords. We mentioned... Oh, does he have Blink? No? Yes, he does. I'm blind. It's okay. He has Blink, everyone. There's the Blink. It's happening as we speak, obviously. Broodlings, chomp, chomp, chomping away here. Good little battle there. Nice target fire on the Broodlords. Broodlords are not cheap, and 5 of them have already died. 7, 8 more are coming up. WheyProtein says the way to engage with this army is not by ground. It's going to be by Broodlord. Ooh, maybe don't walk into a Spinecrawler forest, though. Okay, yeah, don't fight with Spines and the Zerg army. Throws down a storm, though, quick as can be. Quick, quick, quick here. Man, there are just too many roaches here. It's hard for roaches to get a lot of value at 18 minutes in a game against Protoss. And Terran, while we're at it. And you know what? Same with Zerg. Roaches just lose their value around the 12-minute mark of the game, traditionally. Turning them into Ravagers would really help. Got enough cash to do that. The supply is a little bit tight for both players here for sure. MackWinston's got 20 to play with. He's going to make a couple more Stargates as, you know, a decent way to deal with a mass Broodlord army as carriers, obviously. Or like mass Void Ray, just kind of wandering in and going, blah, clearing everything out would be super good too. Ooh, I don't know about this move. All right, Storm up. Broodlords can kind of dodge Storm a little bit now. That's insane, right? That's actually kind of nuts. Ooh. There are some queens here. Let's not discount the presence of the queens. They have +3 attack and +3 armor. Ooh, High Templar gets sniped because he's in the front there with his little basic attack that does, I don't know, 4 damage. It's not a lot. Maybe it's 3. Maybe it's even worse. Broodlord. Nom, 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 nom. The Void Rays are not focusing the Broodlords. They're trying to kill the queens, which are not actually very good at. The transfuses are insane right here. Very good. The queens are still alive, but the broodlords are having a hard time chomping through these stalkers with their +2 armor. Dude, that queen's got 3 kills. She's going to get a Void Ray before all is said and done. Yeah. And now the broodlords are unsupported and dying miserably. That is a 17 dead broodlord count. And he didn't even use the storm on the broodlords because he didn't need to. He saved it for when Lings and Hydras were going to show up. Oh, MackWinston playing so well here. I mean, WheyProtein is floating 10,000 minerals and only 1,600 gas, which is a weird set of resources to be floating here. I guess that's because, what? He never saturated the gas on this base? Dude, this counterattack is not going to happen. Huge warping of charge lots, yo. Charge lots against Hydra is going to do pretty well for themselves. +3 attack on those charge lots, +2 armor, as mentioned previously, +3 armor coming in. More Colossus being produced. WheyProtein just sent 1 million drones to this base. Can we not saturate this base? Is that not what's happening here today? He's like, maybe Ultralisks, maybe Lurkers. Maybe I can do that against this Protoss player. He's like, well, Broodlords didn't really work. Let's just throw something else against the wall and see if it sticks. Mass Hydra with 3-3. Not bad here, except again the charge lots and then the High Templar are sick. The High Templar are not storming these Hydras. Maybe waiting until they have the high ground and then throwing on you have storms. Barely. Maybe he didn't realize he had storms. It's entirely possible. Nice. Nice little zealot attack here. That's what you need to do, Protoss. Just send zealots into a base. You don't even have to micro them. If they get something, it's good. But if they don't, as Harsum says, that's life. And while you're dealing with the zealots, send your army on the right side. Bam! This hatchery went down, but there are no drones here. And no mining going on. Oh my gosh! Drones are being transferred to that base. Run! Run, drones! There is Storm here. There is Colossus here. And I just keep making roaches against this pretty solid anti-roach army. I mean, there's not a lot of immortals anymore. There are, in fact, 0 of those. Storm up, storm up. Coming down the left side is Mack. He didn't get the base the first time, but he's going to get it the second time. Unless these drones distract him. Which they're not doing well enough. Hatchery down. Alright. So MackWinston started to pick away at the economy of the Zerg player. WheyProtein still has 11,000 minerals, and he's got 3,000 gas in the bank now. He's going to make more Lurkers, more Hydras. This is MackWinston being like, how does he have so much stuff? It's because you let him take 1 million bases. Ooh, this base died too. So, hatch killed count is already 4. And as I like to say, if you can kill 10 hatcheries against a Zerg player, you pretty much are going to beat them. This is not looking good for WheyProtein, though. I mean, he's trying to rebuild the 3 hatcheries that he's lost recently, but that's not going to happen. I don't know if this one's going to happen here either. And there's just not enough spellcasting. Abducting the Colossus would change everything here. Blinding Cloud would be really good, too. But the only spellcasting we've seen from WheyProtein today is Queen Transfuse. And that's just not enough. Not enough against these upgrades. Hey, he's getting Seismic Spines. I thought he already had that. Dang it. Dang it, WheyProtein. You need Seismic Spines. You need Adaptive Talons. Why don't you have Adaptive Talons, you crazy person? These are questions for everyone to ask themselves at this point in time. Zerg players making some Corruptors. I like it. Corruptors here to try to wipe out those Colossus. Ducks are a little bit cheaper, though. And faster? I don't know, man. Hydraling, Hydraling, it's a Hydraling. Adaptive Talons is on the way. MackWinston being patient, but he's kind of letting the Zerg player rebuild a bit, which is not great. That base is coming back up. This base never died again. WheyProtein spending his cash on more and more drones. He did lose a ton of drones there. He's trying to get back up. Man, this is just, yep, this is the part of the game where there's just enough Protoss with enough upgrades that your bases are going to melt. It's like a bunch of 3-3 Marines and Marauders showing up at your base and just destroying it instantly. So the Lurkers have Adaptive Talons and range now, but there is so much Storm. So much Storm. I don't know what that Storm was. I kind of like it, though. It's like, die, Crystals. I know what you're up to. Get out of here. Okay, it's a good angle. Some free Zealots here, too. And by free, I mean, like, a Hydralisk died. Maybe 2 of them. Lurkers trying to get on in. But MackWinston just rampaging down this left side. Right-clicking on the hatchery. Not exactly. There you go. Oh, well, he got the hatch. Anyway, Brood Lords are getting some big chomps on. Once again, there's +1 missile attack. +2 would be nice. And in the meantime, bases are just not dying from MackWinston. He has not lost. He lost 1 Nexus today. He lost 1. I guess it was this one. Yes, it was. It wasn't even saturated or anything. Suddenly it's 102 to 64 army supply, though. It's not... okay, MackWinston on the back foot. This base finally getting saturated for the first time today. He really needs to set up some gas. Fleet Beacon coming in. You know what deals with Broodlords and Lurkers really well? It's carriers. I wonder if Mack's just like, okay, I've tried this the non-carrier way. It's not going well for me. So tell you what, let's get the carrier way. We have +3 flyer attack up for WheyProtein now. Really good stuff. This base is going to die. Dude. All right, MackWinston says, I can't engage with the army, which is a bit of a departure from how this game has gone entirely. This base is the one that WheyProtein has had a great time with, but these drones, this right side base, it's going to die for the 3rd time today, and these drones not having a great time. Queens say, stop doing that. They're going to die. Is this a base trade scenario? Yeah, trading 2 bases for 1. Not exactly what you want to do if you're WheyProtein here. I don't know. His bank is not as big as it was. He's been spending it. Resources lost are actually 49,000 for MackWinston and 44,000 for WheyProtein, which is a little bit surprising to me. Carriers on the way. We'll see. This has been the death of infinite Zerg players. Ooh, good snipe on a couple of those High Templar, though, with those Lurkers. They're just, we're winning the game. Everything is fine. And then, like, 10 carriers show up, and all you got are Hydras and Broodlords and Lurkers, and you die. Yeah, I think every Zerg player has had that experience before, where they just didn't see it coming, you know? Although the Hydras are going to fight really well against these Void Rays with their 3-3 upgrades. The Lurker is going to try to wipe out everything on the ground here. Shield Battery overcharge is up, but MackWinston's army is kind of getting stuck up on some stuff right now. Hydra Broodlord DPS is insanely good. Woo-wee! Army value is 116 to 42 supply. I don't know. WheyProtein's in a position where he can possibly win this game, but again, I don't think he has anything to deal with carriers except for, well, he keeps losing Hydras. He's got 21 Hydralisks. A bunch of them are injured. Varying states of red and whatnot. Do that Lurker Bird in range of a cannon, but it doesn't matter. The carriers are here now. Are there enough carriers? There's only 3. There's not enough carriers to be concerning for this amount of Hydralisks, and that's where it gets tricky for the Protoss. A mass of carriers will absolutely wreck infinite Hydralisks, but only 2 or 3 or 4 of them? Not as good, especially if they don't have great upgrades. They got 1/1/1 upgrades on the carriers. These are 3/3 Hydras, as mentioned previously. So this Hydra Broodlord comp, which reminds me of the Brood War composition, Hydralisk Guardian, which is basically the same thing, is pretty strong. Not in the professional leagues because, well, Guardians are terrible. But against the AI, it's great. Anyway, Storms are what's keeping our guy MackWinston alive here, but it's 21 to 118 army supply. WheyProtein is pumping Hydralisks. The interceptor count is 0, 1. 1 just popped up right now. WheyProtein taking this high ground base. I think MackWinston, he's just getting out macroed here. He had good storms. He went for the carriers, but he didn't have enough money to sustain it. And WheyProtein is just overwhelming in sheer numbers with the sheer amount of income he's had throughout this game. The early bases, the 90 drones. I think he's done it. I think he's done it. And I think MackWinston sent us in a loss, MackWinston. Hats off, props to you, man. Hope everybody watching this, the next time we see a MackWinston game, do not assume it's a win. Do not be like, boring. Mac only sends in wins. Nah, man. This guy sends in losses sometimes. And this was a great game. This was some nice back and forth. MackWinston played very well. Yep, good game, well played. But WheyProtein was just that much better today. Just barely. Barely that much better. Woo-wee. That was amazing. That was, wow. Definitely something. What a great game. And look at that, 67,000 resources lost for MackWinston and only 49 for WheyProtein. I am shocked by that result, but I guess if you lose 17 Void Rays and 8 Colossus and 43 High Templar, maybe there was too much High Templar. 3 Nexuses down, 9 hatcheries killed. Remember when I said it was 10? I was like, it's 10 hatcheries, obviously. That's that's what you need to win. You only got 9. Better luck next time. Hilarious. But it's the back and forth, the up and down. The storms were so good. Just kind of ran out of steam there economically. Only had 100 minerals here. A mass carrier. Mass carrier would have won the game here. Because to deal with mass carrier, you need Vipers. You need infestors. You need something like that. Something that WheyProtein was not willing to build today. I guess if you just have enough corruptors, you can do it. And he's got the upgrades on the Spire too. Maybe he could have pulled that off. But I really feel like if MackWinston had a little bit more time to build up a bigger carrier army, he just turns around and crushes. But unfortunately, he didn't have enough time, didn't have enough money to do it. Anyway. That was something. That was something to behold. Well done, Mac. Yeah, the resources lost tab tells us everything here. Only 20 probes died, which is pretty impressive. 51 drones got killed. That's pretty good. But end of the day, good composition. I liked it a lot. The storms were excellent. Maybe needed to keep the pressure on a little bit. And maybe transition into carriers a little bit faster against what we're seeing here from WheyProtein. But bam, that was fantastic. And you know what else? That's going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void and a Patreon cast for MackWinston. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.
Before us, our honor guides us.